The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Exist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.
Well, good morning and welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. We have a big show on tap for you today, and you just heard Zach Kimball talk about get in for that free stretch. I don't know if you've had a chance to do that yet. This will be my second. I'm going in this morning to the Arnold location. Again, you find the one that works the best for you. There are two locations in our immediate area. We have St. Louis Hills. For those that live in South City, there's no reason why you should not be in there already. And then the one inside of Exist Fitness, which is in Arnold. They are our official title sponsor. We are thrilled to have them on board. And again, I keep talking about Trisha, but there's so many that they have at Exist Stretch that can help you, including Justin, who they just hired. So Claire and Tim and Justin, as well as our Trisha Rhodes, who joins us every Wednesday. Why would you get Stretch? Well, the answer really is why not? Whether you are a young athlete, whether you're in the middle of your life, whether you're a senior, it is going to make you feel so much better. So I can't wait to get in today to see how much more flexible I may be, how the pain and the trauma that I have felt from accidents over the past years, how that feels better. That's Trisha, by the way, right there. And that is the look of the one in St. Louis Hills. You know, we just wrapped up April, which was Parkinson's Awareness Month. And that gentleman, by the way, let us come and show you all, first of all, how flexible he gets from the beginning. But more so, what I think is cool is the fact that those tremors that he has when he first gets on the table subside in less than 30 minutes. So 30-minute stretch, existstretch.com. Check them out at Exist Stretch on social media. And as I mentioned, two locations. Folks, again, thank you so much to Exist Stretch, Exist Fitness, and now Life Exists, which I'll be telling you a lot about as well, for being a part of the show. Our sponsors continue to grow and grow and grow. Be sure to check down below. I'm really excited to welcome aboard a brand new sponsor, and I'm going to tell you about them just after we do our weather, and there's a reason for that. We've got weather and news you can use coming up, and then a huge show. Dot Fleshman with our Real Estate Talk and Friendship Friday. We have our Foodie Friday with Oak in Front, and we have a special sneak peek of the concert that will take place tomorrow at Del Mar Hall with Molly Lovett and the opener, Jenna Kay. We got a chance to sit down with Jenna yesterday in Fenton. You'll see a little sneak peek of that and then a larger show with her coming up this month. Let's get to all of this. We're going to kick it off with a segment we call What the Weather.
Good evening and welcome into this new More Weather Forecast video. My name is Beck Moore.
And I am proud to welcome on Fenton Family Dentistry. It's all about family, by the way. So they are part of several new shows we're doing, and I am including them in the sponsorship of What the Weather because they are a wonderful family, and so is the Moore family. Fenton Family Dentistry. Discover your perfect smile in Fenton, Missouri. They're located at 552 Old Smizer Mill Road, and this is the gorgeous family that we're going to be sitting down and talking about. Abram is going to be actually joining me coming up in just a couple of weeks. But his wife, Dr. Jessica, is the one that they love so much. And how cool is this? There is a dog, folks, when you go in and you are maybe a little bit nervous about your dentistry. This dog.
Ladies, I'm trying to do my work today. Leave me alone type shift.
That is him on TikTok. We're going to find out all about him coming up again in the coming week. So welcome aboard Fenton Family Dentistry. What do you think about that, Beckett?
That's awesome. Yeah, I love the dog.
I know, right? I need to get you over there so you can meet them. But yeah, the dog is there at the office and helping to actually jump up in people's laps sometimes just to make sure that they're okay and calming them. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
Such a perfect fit. Again, from their family to your family. Thank you, Fenton Family Dentistry, for being a part of our show. By the way, folks, if you don't know Beckett Moore, he is our aspiring meteorologist, and we're talking about going into a big weekend. Tomorrow is Kentucky Derby. A lot of people all dressed to the nines getting ready for Derby Day, so they're hoping it'll be a good weekend. I'm sure you're going to probably be golfing, won't you?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Yes. What else do you have on tap?
I don't know. I mean, golfing and then just enjoying this weather. It's going to be pretty nice tomorrow, especially on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll find out all about that. And then are you counting the days down until school's over?
Yeah, I have 2 weeks and then finals, so just got to get through 14 more days.
Uh-oh, so stress mounting for the finals
Yes.
coming up. All
Yeah.
right, well, let's find out how the weather's looking for the weekend and then getting into next week. And again, a lot of your kiddos will be wrapping things up and we're all ready for summer. Do you have summer trips planned, by the way?
Yeah, actually, 4th of July, we're going to Virginia and visiting a couple colleges.
Oh, here we go. Yep, he's going to be a junior. I cannot believe this already. It's getting crazy. All right, Beckett, take it away.
Yeah, so looking at the current conditions right now, 44 degrees out there. We did have a cold front come through, so it is still below average temperatures for this time of the year. Sunny skies, the dew point is low at 36. We do have 6-mile-per-hour winds out of the west. And our sunset tonight is approaching 8 o'clock at 7:53 as we get closer to summer here. Afternoon, 63 degrees will be our high today, so again, below average. It's not going to be very warm, so definitely going to need a jacket walking out the door today. A low of 44 tonight. Tomorrow, 60 degrees, so again, it's a little bit cooler, but it's going to be sunny, so that will be nice for your Saturday. But if you are going to any Kentucky Derby parties, make sure to dress for this cooler weather. By Sunday, we do warm back up to where we should be this time of the year with an average high around 73, so 74 for a high. Monday up to 80 degrees. We do have a chance of some showers, but Tuesday's the main day where we're looking at an actual rain chance throughout the day. 70% chance of rain, 68 degrees. After those rain chances, we do cool back down by Wednesday, Thursday, 66 on Thursday, and by next weekend, it looks like we should be back into the 70s.
All right, finally, we're actually looking like spring, right?
Yes, I know. It's crazy.
It was. Now, I keep telling Jim, I'm like, I want to open the pool, but now it's getting cooler again. So it's up and down. But a lot of people are opening the pools and ready for, I can't believe it's already May 1st. So happy May 1st to you.
You too.
All right, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
See you then.
All right, everybody. Again, Beckett Moore. So not a bad weather pattern there for you, right? As I mentioned, we've got a big show on tap for you today, so I hope you can stay with us. If not, that's the beauty of streaming. You can go back because there are 3 big components to our show that you're going to want to watch today. One of them with Dot Fleshman, and then we get into our second hour. Oak and Front from Washington, Missouri will be our feature for Foodie Friday, and we will also showcase just a little bit of our interview with Jenna Kay. She's from Fenton, Missouri, by the way, and then moved to Nashville. She's really, making her rounds and really gaining attention. Her edginess and her grit in her voice and the purity in her voice is just, she blew me away. So we're going to do a little sneak peek of the upcoming concert that will take place at Del Mar Hall tomorrow. All right, I'm going to start with this because it's my show and I can. I am geeking out about this today. Anybody else? Have you been waiting for this? The Devil Wears Prada 2 officially in theaters. In fact, a lot of you had a chance maybe to go last night, but the opening weekend is today, and they're saying it is a Rhapsody in Cerulean. If you know Devil Wears Prada, the very first one, you understand that. Andy, Anne Hathaway, Miranda, Meryl Streep, they encounter a series of crises that set the stage for a larger existential catastrophe. The last time that we saw Andy Sachs, the journalist, saw her title nemesis. She was in New York and headed into the unknown. It was 2006, by the way. George Bush was in the White House. The U.S. was at war with the Middle East. Journalism was on the ropes. That's interesting because now we're looking at what's happening in TV and radio. A Pew Research study that year had asked if the era would be remembered as the moment when print journalism had begun to die. Now we're saying that with TV and radio, which is absolutely crazy. Okay, are you freaking out as much as I am to go and see this? If you are, I was looking at tickets, and I thought if I waited to the last second, the tickets wouldn't be available. That's not the case. Tickets are available, and yes, try and talk your husband into going with you. I told him, I broke the news to him last night. I'm like, we're going on a date. Okay, great. And I said, we're going to see Devil Wears Prada 2. And he looked over at the guy that we were with at the event last night, and he's like, oh, Lord. I'm like, this is when you know you love me, honey. It's going to be a good time for sure. I won't make him go to this, but I would love to take my mom or some of my dear friends. The Queen's Tour, come on, ladies. It's bringing 4 R&B legends to our area. We are talking about Shaka Khan, Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills, and Gladys Knight. Are you kidding me? All performing at Enterprise Center on May 10th. And, I've had an opportunity to see not Patti LaBelle, but Gladys Knight in the past. And that woman woman puts on an incredible show, but now you're talking about teaming up with the other queens. So there are some tickets available. I saw as low as $175. It's as low as I could see, but they are extremely limited. So you need to go online if you are wanting to go to that and buy those tickets, I would think, pretty quick. But what a cool Mother's Day present, right? I would think Mom would love that. All right, oops, she did it again. Britney Spears has had so many problems in her life. Right now, she's charged with driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs. And this was breaking news on Thursday. She was just charged with the DUI. The 44-year-old pop star charged with a single misdemeanor count of driving under the combined influence of alcohol and at least one drug. This was in LA. Spears' representative had no immediate comment. The criminal complaint does not specify what kind of alcohol or drugs or what amount. She was taken away, by the way, in handcuffs. All right, in other news, Lincoln University to host National Scholars Program for high school juniors. I love this. A one-week residential program scheduled for June 21st through the 26th on the university's campus in Jefferson City, open to current high school juniors in the class of 27, and it aims to give students a first-hand look at college life while preparing them for higher education. A fully funded summer experience for achieving high school juniors. The application deadline, by the way, is coming up May 15th. Space is limited due to the program's competitive national cohort. If you want more information, you can go to their website, which is lincolnu.edu. All right, in news out west, Chesterfield Mall moving forward with plans at the site of the old mall. And I know a lot of you drive by there and wonder what the heck is happening. Well, the plans of that mall could be coming very soon. The city of Chesterfield is expecting to start the work on the infrastructure plan this month. And KMOV, our friends over at KMOV, they were told that would include mapping out sewer, gas, and water lines. All of the work is to transform the area where the mall once stood into a new downtown Chesterfield, including new shopping, new dining, new entertainment options. And what I hear with that is more jobs coming that way, which I think is awesome. Also, renovations are underway on the downtown St. Louis hotel, known for that iconic mural. You know, you drive by, it's the Edison Brothers building. Midas Hospitality investing $81 million into that. Current plans call for more than 280 updated hotel rooms, expanded event space, a rooftop deck, some street-level amenities, and a restoration of the famous mural. The hotel is slated to open in the fall of 2027, and it will be the Sheraton St. Louis downtown. All right, if you see these eggs, you do nothing with them. You leave them alone, and I hope they find the woman that smashed them. Goose eggs smashed with a hammer just days before they were expected to hatch in front of a Missouri mall in Independence, Missouri. There was a planter in front of a jewelry store at the shopping center, and it served as a yearly breeding ground for geese. Jewelry store staff said they watched a woman grab a hammer and destroy the eggs, and only one of the goslings survived. That baby goose was taken in, rehabilitated with a new family, and it will be there until gosling is ready to be brought back to the shopping center. According to the Missouri Department of Conservation, harming geese is not only illegal at both the state and the federal levels. Anyone charged with doing so could face jail time and up to $15,000. And many in the community said, I hope they find her and I hope they prosecute her. And I will say the exact same to that. If you enjoy reading, how about booking it? Pizza Hut's nostalgic Book It reading program is back for the summer, and I'm going to put a link for you in the comment section of how you can get more information to get involved in this. The Book It Summer of Stories enrollment has started, and evidently this is very popular. For those of you that know, I guess you have been waiting for this one. So I'm going to pop this one for you into the comment section, as I said, right now, so you can get involved. All right, we know some people with these names: Michelle, Michael, Miguel, Mikey, Michaela. Spelling Michelle different ways, maybe French. Firehouse Subs got you. They're offering free sandwiches, but you have to have one of those names. Isn't this great? So if you have one of them, or you know somebody that does, pass this along to them. Firehouse will be offering one free medium steak and cheese melt to every Mike or Michael or some variation of that name on May 6th. No catch, just the best steak sub they said they've ever made, free of charge. That's awesome. So I guess, again, they're doing it for for Mike, but Michelle in other areas, I guess is like Michael. So Michelle Harmon and her husband Mike, go get yourself some free subs. All right, the Cards are in action against the Dodgers today at 7:15, and then our National Day of calendar. It is Chocolate Parfait Day. I'm on board with that. National Loyalty Day, Silver Star Service Banner Day, Law Day, National Investing Day, and we've got some other things on tap for you. It is, of course, May Day, School Principals Day, thank them, National Space Day, School Lunch Hero Day, and it is National Mother Goose Day. All right, there you go. You're all up to date in some news that I think you might want to talk about. As I said, the most important of all of those, Devil Wears Prada 2, coming out in theaters. As far as I'm concerned, that's the most important. All right, we're going to take a break. We've got a lot to do for you today, including a little Friendship Friday, a little Oak in Front spotlight before we go there next Tuesday. I can't believe it's here already. Can't believe it's May. We will be there at Oak in Front in Washington, Missouri at 5 p.m. for our big mobile Monica. And then Jenna Kay opening up for Molly Lovett at Del Mar Hall tomorrow. We get a chance, though, to talk with her before you get a chance to see her tomorrow. So let's get to it. Also, don't forget our Mobile Monica will be at Barrel House STL coming up on May 11th. If you haven't been yet, barrelhousestl.com. And we sat down with Denise and Stephen Henschel just this past week, finding out more about them and the amazing things that they're offering at Barrel House. That's what it looks like in those barrels. This is a great Father's Day, Mother's Day present, birthdays, anniversaries. They get to make their own bottle of whiskey or scotch or bourbon, rye, you name it. They get to name it, they get to put it on the bottle, and then they can, host that for their friends. BarrelHouseSTL.com.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Well, welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. We're thrilled to have you as we head into the weekend. And if you are new to the show, let us know where you're watching from, by the way. And Kyle, I see you. Trust me, before the show is over, I will put a large hat on for you as we get ready for Kentucky Derby weekend. I'm going to see this beautiful woman, I believe, unless plans have changed, tomorrow at the party. You and Ron will be there, right?
We will be there.
Yay!
Good morning.
I can't wait. We get all dressed up and wear the pretty hats. Dot Fleshman with Coldwell Banker Gundaker Realtor. How have you been?
I've been great. Good morning to everyone. I hope everyone's got their coffee or their wine. I mean, no judgment.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow.
Are you going to have a mint julep?
No.
No, Monica, no. I've tried one. Wasn't my thing, but that's the drink of the Kentucky Derby.
It's a thing. I have tried. It's
an acquired taste, right?
Right.
Yes. Well, hey, we have not had a chance to see each other, and I wish I would have thought of this until I just thought of it a few seconds ago, and I'm like, oh, dang it, we don't have a picture for this. You have big news, by the way.
I have big news.
You do. Something's happened since we talked to you last in your family. Oh, come on. What's the announcement? You have 4.
Yeah, I'm going to be a grandma again. I'm going to be again. My daughter's going to have a baby.
How cool is this? I mean, and the announcement, by the way, was
so
pretty amazing, right? So
Wasn't that so cute?
Tell everybody what they did.
She did this videotape, she's just amazing. And it's just like, I love that's why she took over all my marketing, because she's just amazing. But she took these little videos of her kids, being together and hanging together, and then they presented the fact that there's going to be a 4th coming. But she attached it to I'm not golf, but what was the last thing that just happened with golf? The whole golf thing.
The Masters.
Yeah, it was the masters, and so that she connected it to the masters, and four, FORE.
Yep.
So it was like 1, 2, 3, and it was like the number four. It
Yeah,
was
there was
just
a
it
T. There was a T that was open, and
right.
I think it was fantastic because there were a lot of people like, okay, I didn't understand right away what was going on, and then everyone's like, oh my gosh, exciting, and everybody do me a favor and congratulate their entire family again. Isn't it cool? Yeah. Oh, Rose just said grandmas don't look like Dot. She's a yaya, by the way. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Good morning, Dot. I have my coffee. Congratulations. I need my husband to make me some tea. I don't have, I ran up here to do some work and I'm like, I have nothing to drink. That's not good. Well, congratulations. I would be remiss if I didn't say that to you.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're excited, definitely, for sure.
Should be, absolutely. Okay, for those of you that have never met our friend, this is Dot Fleshman, and she comes on with us once a month on usually the first Friday of the month. She is a real estate agent with Coldwell Banker Gundaker Realty, and you can reach out to her when it's time for you to sell or buy a home or friends or family. Dotfleshman.com, and her phone number is 314-324-3317. Or if you have questions, you want to get ready for things, because Dot and I keep talking about being organized and making sure everything's in place before you make that big decision. Fleshman at cbrealty.com. So how have things been going for you for the last month since we've seen you?
Very busy for sure, indeed. And Monica, you made such a great point. Like, I literally just had dinner with some friends from an old neighborhood that we lived in, and they talked about moving, and when we talked about moving, they're moving like next spring.
Oh.
But this is exactly the way people should plan. If you plan to move in the future, what does that look like? And for them, they've got things they've got to clear out, clean out, move things, or move into another state. So there's a lot of details involved, but planning, and we talk about it on every show, but planning in advance is huge, and it's what makes the rest of the journey successful.
Yes, and so if they are, looking at next spring and going, oh, we got time, we'll get into fall, winter. Oh, shoot, only a few months, and then everybody else has done their due diligence, you're going to miss out. And that is what we keep stressing over and over and over again. So don't wait. If you're even thinking of it, you have nothing to lose than making the call to Dot or emailing her, and she can start saying, yeah, you might want to get this in order. Do these things so that you're not the one that misses out on that home that you want so badly. Okay, well, since we've had a chance to see you, as you just said, it's been a busy one, which is fantastic. You have had 2 closed and 1 under contract, and then there's a coming soon also, right?
Of course, there's 2 coming soon. Yes, so this one closed. She's a first-time homeowner, and she's so excited to move into her house. And this was her father who was helping her manager,
Her dadager.
right? Her dadager. I love that. Yeah, so she loves her house. She got a house down here in the Afton area.
Oh, fantastic.
And of course, my other clients, first-time homeowners, they were renting before and decided it was time to go from rental to ownership. They bought a house down here in the city, very close, actually, between me and my mom. And they moved. They're going to be moving in this next weekend, actually.
Congrats. And then, as I mentioned, 1 under contract.
And 1 under contract, and this one is super duper special because this is like my sister-in-law, and she and her husband are. This is in Wentzville, so we're getting ready to sell their home in St. Charles. It's one of the coming soons, and this one is in Wentzville, and they're going to close on this one in June.
I love this. So again, busy, and still so proud. Can we just tell everybody that has not had a chance to see the 2 of us together, how long ago you decided to step into real estate?
5 years this month.
Holy cow! Well, congratulations. I thought it was near. That's why I wanted to ask. So happy anniversary this month.
Thank you.
And again, we do a lot of shows where people make a decision to, as they're going along with what they think they're going to stay in the rest of their life, and then suddenly they feel this tug and they have this passion to maybe do something else. And that's exactly what happened to Dot, by the way. Dot was a consultant. Dot was in the beautiful spa industry, and then I just remember her coming to me one day going, "I'm going to become a realtor," and I was like, where did that come from? Which
Right?
I love, and she's just in love with it. And this is who you get a chance to work with, by the way. And then you have one coming soon. What area?
So one out in St. Charles, and then one out, well, actually O'Fallon, but St. Charles County, and then one in the Baldwin area.
Fantastic. Again, busy, busy, busy. And we always mention, the housing market, it can go up and down as far as the busiest seasons, but this is when people really start trying to say, okay, we got to make some plans if they're thinking of moving, because you've got the next school year and then what school district do they want to be in? So busy time for sure. I'll be trying to get together with Dot and she'll be like, no, I'm busy. I'm busy.
I am never busy for you.
Just kidding. We'll be like two ships passing in the night with our crazy schedules. Okay,
Right.
let's talk about how are the rates right now?
So the rates are slowly going down. One of the things is the whole Federal Reserve that everyone was waiting on, hoping that it would go down a little bit, decided to just keep it even for now. And that's okay. I mean, right now, when you're looking at rates, and we've talked about this again before in the past, where if there's a need to move, there's a need to move, and we're not waiting on the rates. If you are being moved out of town, like my clients I was just telling you about, they are moving to Texas, so they have an agent in Texas already. So that agent's going to be helping them buy a house there. I'm going to be at this end helping them sell this house, and part of the rates are going to be when they're moving, whatever those rates are, they're going to be. However, rates can always change. So, you can always downsize, you can always refinance. I meant to say, as the rates continue to drop in the future.
Okay, and I was sending an article to Dot the other day, and it was talking about President Trump, right, calling for an interest rate reset. What were your comments on that?
Well, the whole thing with it's part of what I didn't understand at the beginning was that when they change those rates, Monica, it affects rates like when they talk about those points, it affects your rates like on your credit cards and your
Right.
car payment and stuff like that. Not necessarily housing, but the housing eventually kind of follows.
Yeah.
And the thing that's really interesting right now is we are still in many times multiple offer situations, many times. And because there's still a scarcity of homes, there are homes out there, but if you're wanting to be in a specific area, I mean, my clients know every single house already.
Yeah.
And so the minute any new ones come on, imagine everyone just jumps on them. So they're willing to pay 20, 25, 30,000 over. That's the minimum right now, 25, 30,000 over. So imagine if the rates drop
Yeah.
tremendously and more people want to come out into less. So what has to happen here is the balance of anyone who has a home with a 3% rate from back in the day, who's deciding they want to move and they can get their house in the low fives. They have to look at their equity. Like,
Right.
does it make sense to make this move? And if the rates come down just a little bit more, that would make it worth for them to move so that we can list their house and get their houses on the market. But if you have a home and you want to sell your home and you want to make more than what you think your house is worth, this is the time to sell.
Yeah,
Call me.
absolutely.
We can get your house on the market and it will be sold in no time. The question is always going to be, but where do I go?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And again, it's amazing how long this run has been with people saying at some point it's got to change. And so far it hasn't. Oh yeah, that article, by the way, was one that I had sent her from our friends over at KMOV, and it said Federal Reserve policymakers voted to leave the benchmark federal funds rate unchanged at its current range of 3.5% to 3.75% for their third consecutive meeting. By the way, the vote was 11-1 to leave the interest rates unchanged. Pretty interesting. So again, if you're just tuning in, this is Dot Fleshman, as you can see, Coldwell Banker Gundaker Realtor. And as she said, give her a call, 314-324-3317. Real quick before we move on, Rose said, Dot, my friend wants to move south by me. I told him to use you. He said he will, but not to sell his house. I said, why not? He says, because you won't be able to sell his house because it's in Florissant and it's too far. I didn't think that mattered. His house in Florissant, and it's beautiful. Neighborhood's nice as well. Is he right or am I right? I thought you can do both.
I do both. I actually did sell a house out in Florissant, and I'm getting ready to list a house and sell a house out in Florissant to my friend. It's a condo. So she wants to sell her condo, but buy a house. She's, I think, done with the condo. But I go all the way out from Florissant, all the way out to Wentzville, all the way out to St. Clair, and then in the city.
Yes. So again, just reach out to her. That way you can know. And if you didn't get a chance to hear all of that, she can let you know what that radius is that she can work with. But yes, Rose, pass that information along and at least connect them. We're going to talk today, besides our real estate talk, we also have our friendship talk, which we want you to stick around with because right around the corner is Mother's Day. And we're going to talk about not just mothers, but all these influential women that are in our lives. Okay, what about renovation loans?
So renovation loans, that's the other thing. So if you are looking at homes that are coming soon and active and you're getting outbid, what you can do is look for homes that basically maybe have been sitting on the market a little bit. Maybe they've got good bones, but maybe there's someone, it's just not your style, it's just outdated, etc. You can get a renovation loan and make it your own. So if let's just say you can afford $400,000. Look at something at $300,000. Look at the house, take a look at it and say, you know what, maybe we make our own kitchen and have our updated bathrooms, or maybe add a deck to the house, or whatever it's going to take to make it your own. And then you get a renovation loan. Yes, this is a before and after that my clients bought. The kitchen was pretty, the first one, but it wasn't her style. She didn't like it. It felt a little dated. So they went ahead and had it renovated, and this is the kitchen.
Yeah.
I
was just talking to somebody the other day, and I said, I'm going to be talking with Dot, and we're going to stress kitchens, bathrooms, front doors, landscaping. These things all matter. And I know sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, but do I want to put a huge expense into it? Or what small things matter for me to do before I sell that?
That's correct. And you don't always have to do all these big things, because otherwise you just stay in your house. Small things do matter, Monica. And again, we've talked about these before, but those small things just means when someone comes into your house, everything must function. If the doorbell doesn't work, fix the doorbell. It starts there. If the handle's loose on the door, it starts there. Nothing can be loose. Everything's going to be tightened up. I've got a handyman, call me. We can get them out there to make sure that everything is clean, functions. I tell you to do such a deep clean that you're cleaning your air vents, you're cleaning your ceiling fans, you're cleaning your floorboards. Everything's got to make it adds to the value of the home.
And we're going to be showing, by the way, a bunch of different pictures of look what it was, look what it can become. I mean, that's the thing. And a lot of people, Dot, say, I don't have that in my brain. I don't have that passion. I don't have the time, which is why you hire someone that does. And obviously, Dot's got her repertoire of experts to say, oh, I've got this person. I've got this person. We'll all work together so that things can look like these. Look at the changes in this.
Right. So this is interesting. This is like, if you look at 1, 2, 3, 4, Monica, which hallway suits you best?
For me personally,
yeah,
I like the depth of 3.
Yeah,
I like the dimension of 3.
Yeah,
but I don't know. But I also love to show a floor. And sometimes when a rug goes down, you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea how gorgeous that floor was underneath. So I also like 1. I like 1 and 3.
Yep, and I just showed this to my girlfriend last night at dinner, and so everyone's got a different one that they choose. But that's what
Which
makes.
one do you like?
I like number 4 without the carpet.
Number 4 without the carpet. Or everybody else. Let's ask you. What's your favorite? Everybody that's watching right now, or if you watch later, put a number in.
You pick.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and there is no right or wrong answer.
It really is a preference. Number 2 is very clean.
Yeah.
It's like white box. It's very just super clean. They probably don't have any children. But each one of these represents something different that makes you feel good, and everything about your house is about you and what makes you feel happy. So when you've got someone, that's why I'm very careful when I'm taking my clients out and sharing, my feedback. It's really, everyone's got their own feedback and what they like. And if they like old school or ornate, that's great. If they like clean lines, that's great. I mean, everyone's got something. So that picture just showed you, there's 4 different options, and I'm curious to see what our viewers are thinking about that.
Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, just drop in a number for us. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And as we mentioned, this is all preference. It's fun to get to know our audience. Also, we just talked about, again, bathrooms, kitchen renovations. We showed you this one, which again, what a huge difference in updating. But also, look at this. Which one of these do you like better?
Right, right. So again, the first one is still pretty. I mean, it's a beautiful kitchen. That, you know, countertops are great, but she has a certain clean style, crisp lines. The top cabinets and the bottom cabinets are of different color. You know, different type flooring. So that kitchen, where it's not, it's a nice transition to what they feel happy with. Versus the first one. So you could see where one feels a little bit more dated and one feels a little bit more updated and modern.
It does. I think they're both pretty, but it's also interesting to see some of the things that are coming back from yesteryear, or people thinking, oh, I got to change these cabinets around. They're maple. I want them to be dark because dark's in. Oh, is it? Let's ask Dot, what is in right now with regards to the color of cabinets?
What you love is what's in. But the reality is people started going to color, you know, like those hunter greens, navies, and the mix match of a different color on top than on the bottom. And, you know, that's the style, but, you know, it's not my style, but it's the style that's out there, you know.
The thing is, and this is what I think is going to happen, we're going to see more of that, and then you're going to go, oh, as you move into different houses, oh, this is from that time period when everybody was mixing things up. Right? It's like you can tell things from back in the 70s. Oh Lord, it's got a green refrigerator.
Well, there's also fashion. You know, when you think fashion clothing, I've got suits. You know, when you've got a conservative suit and it's a basic main staple, it will last you forever, literally years. But you know, fashion is fashion, and when you got something fashionable, this dress might not be fashionable, you know, in the next 2 years.
You know, this is not for today's show. I'm going to table it for a future Fashion Friday. But Michelle sent me an article and she said, the subject matter said, girl, your time has come. And I'm like, oh, what is this? And I open it up. You know that I always feel like I grew up in the wrong era, that I love the music and the style from yesteryear.
20s.
The 1950s are actually... The 1950s are making a return. So we're talking about the cinched waist, the peplum skirts, and then the jackets and two-piece like suits. I love this. So we'll talk more about that. Yeah. Huh?
I do as well. We should do another show on that one.
Well, absolutely. Let's bring that back. Maybe we do that in June and we'll get things ready. Maybe we'll even get some of the outfits and we'll wear them on the air. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to continue. As you are tuning in, feel free to tell us. I'm going to put the picture back as we go into break. Which one of these is your preference? And then we'll be also showing some before and after. So take a look. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which hallway looks the most inviting to you? It's fun to find out our audience and what you love. We're also going to show you some before and after photos and some AI generated photos. So many people using AI, right? AI generated photos for some ideas for you. And then we're going to get into our Mother's Day talk. And again, it might be someone that you call mom or you call aunt that's really a very dear friend of yours, because as we know, women and men alike, there's so much of an influence and how they have a really incredible impact on our lives. So we'll talk about all that for you coming up right after the break.
Thank you. Take it out in that year. We want it right there. 25, 25, 25, 25. We're some big money tonight. We're going to keep going. Let's go 5. Who wants to go? Sold for $2,000. I love it dramatic, don't you? Let's roll. 8086. Okay, it is getting hot here. Where's Nellie? $8,500, 1986. 86. 85 is what she has it at. 86. 85. 85 going once. 8,500 going twice. 8,600 he says. She's like, come on, go fast. 87. I need 87. Lift it up. Let's do this. 87. 86. All right, we're going to do it again. $8,600 going once. Does anybody believe the game is done? I don't think so. I don't think so either. 87. How about 88? 8,800. She has it for 87. We're going to do it again. 87. 87 going once. Oh, look at this. He put it down. He might have it. 8,700 going twice to her. She's got it for $8,700. We're going to move on.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Well, welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. Dot and I both were smiling during the auctioneering thing. You've seen me auction before.
I've seen you auction so many times, but I want to know what did she buy for $8,700?
A dog.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Which, by the way, I did that on purpose. I put that in there because it was when Dot was at the Four Seasons, and I was like, come down, I'm auctioneering an event. So she came down to see me, and she's like, Monica, you sold a dog, and at the time, I think it was $5,000, wasn't it? You're like, you sold a dog for $5,000.
Yeah, whatever it was, I was like, someone's spending that kind of money on a dog?
Well, this was $8,700, and a lot of times at these events, they are golden doodles, or they are. I think the last one was a miniature, which goes for even higher because they're like, oh my gosh, they're literally going to stay that cute little thing. Yes, I love the fact that the charities are making this, but I know from people that are in the rescue, field, they're like, oh, I hate when dogs are sold because you don't know anything about it and you're going home and is it a good fit? And I was like, I know. And sometimes people are coming to those, Dot, and I go, did you expect to go home with a dog tonight? Right? Are you ready for this? Do you have a place for them to sleep? Do you have any food? Go to the store really quick.
Right?
Oh my God, it's crazy. Anyway, folks, welcome back again. It is the Real Monica Adams Show and our dear friend Dot Fleshman, who joins us once a month for our real estate and our friendship talk. So we're going to go to the comment section. We have a 1, we have a 4. Michelle said she loves the style of the 50s coming back, the rockabilly dresses. Yes, and Michelle, by the way, you need to go back to the beginning of the show because you and Michael are going to get some free Firehouse subs. You'll understand if you go back and watch. Rose says 4. Stephanie says, Dot, did you hear of carpet stretching? I had to get my carpet done between my living room to my kitchen. It was sticking up. I tripped going in. Interesting procedure. And she also said, I like number 4.
Yes, I do. In fact, I need to contact someone to stretch my carpet. And it's like, I said, how we hardly even use the upstairs. What happened? Why is it like starting to like curve up? I have no idea. But I do have a number, and I'm happy to list it on there once I.
Please do. So Stephanie needs it, Dot needs it, I need it. So we want to change our carpet in our great room and in our bedroom. And then the upstairs, which as you just mentioned, Dot, we barely are up here, but it's the same thing. I'm like, who doesn't do their job right?
I don't know if it's got something to do with
humidity and
heat, humidity, something where maybe it just starts to, I don't know. I mean,
frustrating. But Stephanie, I'm right there with you. I was like, what is happening to the carpet?
Is yours by a doorway?
Ours, no, actually, it's out, our upstairs there's a couple places. It's as you go into the theater room over by the pool table. So it's as you come up, which a lot of people would be like going into a loft area. There's a couple spaces there, and it's nothing happening downstairs. It's upstairs. It is in the upper level.
Yep.
So
I'm not sure why it happened.
Michelle just said, ooh, yummy Firehouse subs. Yes, you got to go back and watch the beginning. I did it in news you can use. So for anybody that has names like Michael or Michelle or Michelle or Mikel, Miguel, I think it was Miguel too. Janet just said, I like number 4. Okay, weighing in on all of this. We mentioned before and after photos. It's one of my favorite things. From a fashion standpoint, I love before and afters in clothes, in hairs, in hair, in makeup, etc. We showed this one actually before, and I think it. Actually, a couple of these that maybe a lot of you didn't have a chance to see, but look at the change as we're getting ready to get into summer. A lot of you might be looking at your backyard. You're just cutting your grass. You're trying to plant. That's an AI-driven photo, right, Dot?
Absolutely it is. So I took the first photo because they were saying, oh, the yard, it's blah. And I was like, but you got to envision, but you've got to envision what it could look like. And I could, I can envision a lot of these houses. But what I did was I took a step back, took a photo of the first one,
Yep.
and then put it into my chat GPT and told it what I wanted, and voila.
It's everybody's best friend, by the way. We call it Chatty. We made it a girl.
Chatty.
Chatty.
That's right.
Yes. All right. This one was actually, did this house finally sell, by the way?
This one is still on the market,
Okay.
but this was a very unique property.
Yeah.
The whole inside needs to be renovated, but it's, let me change my mind. Not just renovated, it's been white boxed, so
Yep.
basically it just needs to be finished.
Okay. I just
Finishing-
remember you showing me. How big is it?
It's 3 stories.
How many
It's,
square feet?
It's about 5,000 square feet, 3 stories.
What was it before?
So before it was a medical center.
Yeah.
Well, it was a home.
Okay.
It was a home, it turned into a medical center, and it turned back into a home.
Okay.
It's 1.6 million, and the whole exterior has been redone. It's got like 14 acres, like 3 different plots of land. So there's a lot happening there. The inside, once you go in, for whatever reasons, they had to stop the renovation. So now, you go there and I walk you through, and you can, create your living room, your dining room, your family room, your bedrooms, etc.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I remember when you first showed it to me, and I go, "Oh, Jim," and he goes, "Monica, what part of downsizing do you not understand?" Okay, fine. All right. So this, by the way, again, if you're just tuning in, this is the before, and then the imagination of what it can be. Look at that. I mean, that's stunning, Dot.
That view, it's $1 million view, and this is what you're paying for, this amazing view. Imagine hanging out there, and what you can't see, right next to that little chair is a fireplace, and it's like just sitting there by the fireplace, hanging out with your friends. No TV.
No, exactly. You wouldn't want that. You just want to take that in. But yes, I mean, folks, you have to look beyond this to say it can be this. That's why when I saw that, I'm like, oh, come on, Jim. Seriously, you love a pretty view. Okay, let's look at this. What a change. Oh
What a
my
change,
gosh.
right?
That is amazing.
It's the same house. Now you have to say to yourself, this is Monica, this is what I was talking about during a renovation loan. So you can get a renovation loan and say, I hate the exterior of this house, which is my client says, Dot, the exterior is ugly, but the inside was nice. And so what we did was I took that shot and I said, but, right?
Yeah.
This could be it. And so those are some of the things that we have to look at. If we're not finding exactly what we want out there, we can make it our own.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, continuing with before and afters, I just love these. Look at the left, which a lot of times you go into homes and you're like, okay, yeah, looks okay. Oh my gosh, look what it can be. It's so warm and inviting on the right.
Look at the difference. See that the windows didn't change, but see where the curtain rods up? They're
Yep.
much higher. It draws your eye up and makes them taller. And then because of all the white versus, well, first of all, the carpeting came
Carpeting,
out. So,
yep.
people just don't want carpeting anymore. And, you get your luxury vinyl flooring in. It just sets such a warm tone. I mean, of course, this has furniture and stuff, and this picture doesn't. But even if you took that out, you're looking at just the tone of the carpeting and the flooring.
Okay, so I'm going to come to, before we show you the last one, and then we move into our Mother's Day talk. You just said something that caught my attention right away. People don't like carpeting anymore? Okay, so then instead of us getting new, should we just take it out and then make that wood floor and then put some
Yes.
rugs over it? Okay,
Yes.
good. I'll be talking with Jim as soon as we wrap up the show then, because we do. I told Dot I wanted her to come over and start thinking. We have no time. In fact, we were with our neighbors last night, and they're like, "Are you guys moving?" And I said, "Oh, not anytime soon, but maybe, yes, Jim wants to downsize. I want that $1 million view. He wants the cottage. I want a pool, and I want water. Find that for me, Dot, and we'll move tomorrow."
Got it. A cottage with a view with water.
Yes.
Got it.
Got it? All right. She's going to find it. It's somewhere in this area, I swear. All right, the last one. Look at that. It's so much cleaner. It looks so beautiful.
It's the heat, this got a whole new roof, all new siding, so it went from whatever siding to this black roof versus this brown roof, cleaned up the landscaping. And of course, the first house was an elderly couple, you know, who had passed away. But then this guy is amazing. He does such amazing work. And he turned around and flipped this house and sold it for way more money because people want move-in ready, updated and modern homes.
Absolutely. Again,
Right.
if you're just tuning in and you're like, oh, I love that, that's what your possible home could look like. Again, look beyond what it is. So a little before and afters that we did for you. Dot Fleshman again, real estate agent, Coldwell Banker Realty Gundaker. Fleshman at cbrealty.com. And again, it's 314-324-3317 or .fleshman.com online. Jim would love that, huh? Okay. Chris said, Monica, you need that home so you can have the room for more fur babies. Oh, Lord, no. Jim will not let us have, actually, he says never 3 again. 2. How are your babies, by the way?
They're doing great. They're doing great. She's sleeping right there.
I know. Sometimes Adelaide will be up here and sleep right next to me. We love that. Did you see the dog at the dentistry, by the way? Isn't that
Yes.
cool? I love
Yes.
it. Again,
Yes.
Family Dentistry, we're so excited to have you as part of this.
Right.
Okay, Michelle says, Mon, build a cottage in our backyard. Great view of our house and it floods, so there's your water. Yeah, well, I've got my friend Sally. She just bought a home. I don't know. She and her boyfriend. They have a house that's in the Cottleville area, and she's like, "Can you please be my neighbor?" She said, "I got the cutest message." She's like, "I miss you so much, and I just want you to move. Can you please be my neighbor? Wouldn't that be amazing?" And I'm like, "Can we just put all my best friends on the same street together?" We'd be like, "Bye, honey. We're going to visit my friends." Like little kids again. All right. Speaking of family and love, we're gonna get in and switch to our talk about mothers. And I want to stress for all of you, my heart goes out to you if your mother is not on this earth, because I can't even imagine, nor can Dot. They're everything to us. But we hear you, we see you, and I know it's hard with Mother's Day coming up. Let me first show you one of the most beautiful women. Right there with my mama is Dot's mother. Look, and she's so gorgeous. Hi, Mama.
I just love her.
Yes.
She's just amazing. She's amazing. And she's like the rock of our family, just like most of the moms are. And, you know, this Mother's Day is so special. This was at my son's wedding, and
Yes.
she had a blast. She had such a great time.
Yep.
She's, you know, and our moms are there that, you know, to teach us, but not just our moms. So it's not just about moms. It's our mentors. It's our mother likes. It's those women who surround us and who help us. And they're not all old, you know, there's moms that are, you know, friends and sisters and people who, just like I said, helped shape us. And I think it's important to represent them and, you know, I don't know why I'm getting all emotional.
Because I just said, I saw it happen as soon as I said what I said, which was, I can't imagine not having our mothers here. Because it is. I mean, I haven't had my father, which, by the way, let me show you the picture I picked. I haven't had my father since I was 24 years old. And at our wedding, my dad's picture sat right next to my mom. And I felt his presence. In fact, I asked him to show up that day. He did, just as my 2 brothers grabbed my arm, leading me up to Jim. It was a beautiful, and I literally stopped both of them. You can see in one of the pictures where I take my hands and I turn them like this in a video. And everyone's like, what was happening there? And I said, I told both of them, Dad just showed up. And it was eerie, and they both got teary-eyed, and they're like, why did you make me cry? And I'm like, because he literally just showed up. I could feel it. I could feel my dad walking me down the aisle, which is obviously something that I missed out on. But yes, that's one of my favorite pictures. And then this, I always tell Jim, I'm sorry, there's so many incredible pictures taken at our wedding, but this might be the most beautiful picture that was taken that day. Is it not?
Yes, yeah, it's one of my favorites for sure.
I mean, come on, folks. You can see the love. And there are a lot of people that ask. They're like, "Well, you two, were you posing? You just kind of look at
No,
each
it was
other."
the dance floor.
It was in the middle of that was in the middle of the dance. Carl
Yeah.
Lund, by the way, shout out to one of the most incredible photographers. Which, by the way, do you know Carl? Carl does a ton of real estate photography.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Carl.
Yeah. But he was like, Monica, I don't shoot people. He's like, I shoot, like, you know, buildings and things like that. And I said, come on, I want you to take the pictures. and he captured that. So you're pretty incredible, Carl, for sure. Those are the pictures that we chose about our moms. But as Dot said, again, as we get ready to celebrate Mother's Day, it is also the women who are very instrumental in our lives. And what did those women do that changed your lives? So let's run through some of these other women besides your actual mother and tell me how they have shaped you.
Well, my sister, Athena, she's beautiful, and we're completely different in our style and everything. And she teaches calmness and peace, and she's very godly, and she brings that perspective. And I think the biggest lesson I learned from her was that, under my frustration during, I'm in the business world and I'm in hustle and bustle all the time. And I told her one day, I said, Athena, I always pray for patience. I always pray for patience. And she says, Dot, you better be careful to keep praying for patience because God puts you in positions to be patient. And I thought, oh, I'm going to stop praying for patience. And so that was like a big learning lesson for me. So I don't really pray for patience anymore because then he'll put me in those positions that be patient and not be annoyed.
He's working on you. He's sharpening the iron, even in the fire, folks. Understand that. By the way, we do have our faith coming up.
Right.
Last night, and I hate that you and Ronnie weren't able to come with us, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes event was so amazing. So Scott, who is my neighbor, and Michelle, thank you so much for inviting us. It was truly wonderful. And what a room. And what a lot of emotions that were taking place, by the way. So that faith component, by the way, will come up at the end of the show. I want to thank you for introducing me to this beautiful woman.
Right? Jerry Schultz. So she was one of my first instructors at Merrimack University when I went there for college. And when I met her, I just remember thinking she was so awesome and so cool. And, I was like, I don't know, even what age, I was like 16. I don't know how old you are, your freshman year of college. And she was my I forgot which class it was, but anyway, we started talking about some things, and part of that is she's the one who taught fashion is everything, but you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And so first impressions matter. And so you always dress up, you always do your hair, you always do makeup, you always be careful how you speak, actually even how you walk. You might be walking to class, but someone across the parking lot
Always watching.
sees you walking, don't slouch, don't walk for, your head goes back. I always say, shoulders back, boobies out, and, just walk straight. And part of that comes from Jerry and in the fashion world, because my first degree was in retail fashion merchandising. And I'll never forget that. And she is so classy, and that's still her today.
We love you, Jerry, and I hope she gets a chance to see this. It's so funny that you said that because I was telling a friend that came to the event last night with us, and she's like, Monica, I will never ever forget what you told me, your best friend in college, her mom, speaking of moms, what she told her. So yes, it's all about as you're entering in a room, that's your first impression for everybody else to see you like, wow, right? Not a cockiness, but a confidence about you. And so that whole aspect of your shoulders back.
Yep.
Julie, as you know, her mom used to say KU to her. And I would go, KU? Like Kansas? And she's like, no. Oh, see, Bridget just wrote it. Bridget was with us last night, and she's like, Bridget and Mary, shout out to both of you. They said, Monica, we won't ever forget this. KU, by the way, Dot, is knockers up.
Knockers up.
So Julie's mother used to always tell, knockers up.
Oh my gosh.
See, you'll never.
There you go.
That. Yep, you'll never forget it now. Bab said, I love this segment. Water view. Yep, she's right there with me. That's what we're needing. Stephanie says, kudos to all moms. Funny, I had a nightmare the other night. I was crying in my sleep and calling out to my mom. I don't usually dream. I woke up calm. I miss her. See? My ladies at my church family look out for me. My second moms. There we go, Stephanie. See how they shape? Rose said the same thing. I miss my mom, but I have a lady who lives next door whose son passed away in an accident. We have adopted her as our mom since neither one of us have our moms anymore. Our relationship changed our lives. I hate that mom who I can text or call to tell them something important like I used to do with my mom. Obviously, she doesn't take the place of our moms, but people need people. Yes. So very true. Again, and there's so many women, and if you don't have your mothers anymore, I'm sure there's someone around you that can be like that mother figure that continues to help shape you and guide you. Okay, best friends.
Best friends. This is Tracy. She's my best friend for before EJ was born, and he's going to be 32. So we've been together for a long time. We've gone through a lot, different jobs, babies, families, etc. And the biggest thing with Tracy is she teaches me about life balance.
Yep.
And the importance of life balance and not to take work so seriously. And we literally just had this conversation again last night when I was at dinner with her. And it is about life balance, and there are times where, it's important to be there. And I hear that.
And then our last one.
And then Madeline. So I met Madeline when I worked in the hospitality industry. And it was my mentor and has been my mentor for probably 20 years. And part of what she has taught me is, I was really nervous, the day that I became the president of Ginger Bay, and I wasn't ready for it. And she said, well, you need to be it. And I remember be it. And part of it was about thinking big. And so I got this book. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big. It's a wonderful book. And part of that is you need to play the part today of the position that you want to be.
Yep.
You don't wait to be there and then play the part. Play the part today. So if you want to be, in HR, then play the part of HR today. Mm-hmm. So part of that is the same thing as dressing. I did have a hairdresser who said to me one time, I will dress like that, when I'm at whatever that level is. And I said, well, then you'll never be at that level. So you need to be it today, so that you can be there then. And so that's a big thing. But all these different people in our lives are there pushing us, teaching us, there when we're crying because, life is overwhelming and you think you can't. And then someone tells you you can. And it's amazing, Monica, just someone telling you you're already doing it, you can do it, you're going to be just fine. And then you leave and then your perspective is life is good. It's fine.
Yep.
She just told me it's going to be fine. And so now your brain changes.
All you're thinking about. Yep.
To make it fine. So you then behave and act on being fine. But we can't live without all of these other women. I'm sure you've got your list, and everyone listening here has their list. And I hope that they just take a chance, or not a chance, take a moment to contact those people who were their mentors and who shaped them regarding everything. There's someone who maybe had a conversation or who connected you to your husband, and helped shape your life that way. So
I love these questions that Dot prepared for us, by the way, and I want you to think about, I like to say the word marinate on it, because sometimes when I'm in a life coaching session or we're doing a big conference and we'll ask people things, I'm like, it's okay to not have the answer right now. In fact, I would be surprised if you do. I'd rather have you take some time with this. So today, going into the weekend, as you head into Mother's Day, think about these questions that Dot's asking. At some point, you shift from being shaped to shaping others. And we always say, I always ask the question, do you think you're a leader? Do you think you can change someone's life? And the people who don't have confidence in themselves or have been bullied and have been put down, their answer right away is usually no. Trust me, as we are saying, people are watching. They're watching you bloom and transform when you actually, first and foremost, believe in yourself. And then all of a sudden you shape the lives of others who are watching you. So who are you showing up for right now? I hope you're showing up for yourself, and I hope you have that self-love. And then watch as you become that leader. The idea that you may be someone's safe place, even if you don't realize it, I think is incredible. So again, mother figures, mentors, women who shaped us. Sometimes the women that do that have told us things that we didn't want to hear at the time, and they make us uncomfortable. Dot, you know what I want to be remembered for, that the greatest rewards in life come from the most uncomfortable walk. And you may not want to go through that uncomfortable phase, but it is strengthening you. I mentioned earlier that God is sharpening you, right? He's throwing you into the fire to say, I'll pull you through, but I need you to understand that you can be stronger. And you need to see yourself coming out of the darkness and that there's light coming. But you feel better when you went through it. I know you don't feel good going through the darkness. I get that. And I know sometimes people feel like, what else how much more can I take? And then all of a sudden you realize why you went through it. Stephanie, you're welcome. She said, Dot and Monica, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you lovely ladies with your big hats tomorrow. Riders up. Yes, we said it at the beginning. It is Kentucky Derby tomorrow. What color are you wearing, by the way, Dot?
It's a surprise.
Oh, dang you. Fine, mine is too. In fact, it is a complete surprise because I have no idea what's going to be on my hat and on my head 24 hours before.
It rhymes with ink.
Stink? Oh, pink maybe. Okay. Mine might have blue in it since I'm known for blue, but it may have another color that I didn't get to wear when I was in TV. That's one little
I know. I should have come to your house. You probably have an array of hats. I want to wear that orange one.
I'll bring it to you.
Look, I have an orange dress on.
I thought you were taking your clothes off.
Kind of like
You never know what you're going to get on a Friendship Friday. Rose said all my mentors are gone, so I try to be that person for others. So, Rose, I hear you, and I see you, and again, Mother's Day right around the corner. A lot of times people are like, what do I buy her? Spend time with her and cherish every second. Because when you don't have those anymore, trust me, they would love to get it all back. Hats by Diane is making you a gorgeous hat, I'm sure, Michelle says. Maybe. All right, my dear friend, and to everybody else, again, when it comes to that time for you or someone else in your friend group, you're like, oh my gosh, you're thinking of selling or buying a home? I got the person for you. We've got her for you. It is Dot Fleshman. Again, her phone number, 314-324-3317, and then it is Fleshman at cbrealty.com. I love you. I just want to reach through the screen right now and hug you, but since I can't, I will do that for you tomorrow.
I'll give you a hug tomorrow as well. Michelle, I can't wait to see you.
Yes, thank you for getting us together, Michelle. Of course, she will have incredible food and great friends, and that's what it's all about, surrounding yourself with amazing people. Okay, are your salivatory glands going crazy? Because
yes, ready?
We're ready for a Foodie Friday. Have you been to Oak and Front in Washington, Missouri, by the way?
I have not.
Oh, you're missing out. Okay, we're going to be there next Tuesday, which is Cinco de Mayo Day. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, I thought for sure you'd be at a Mexican restaurant. No, Oak and Front. I hope the weather is amazing because you'll be able to sit out on this patio, overlook the river. Here I am back into the water, right, Dot?
Right.
The train tracks are right there. Washington, Missouri is such an incredible historic town. And the food is unbelievable. It's another person who decided to follow their passion and completely change what they were doing and open up a wine bar that's now turned in a full-on kitchen. And they had a huge renovation. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting. Oak and Front, we're going to feature their mixologist and their chef coming up next. Goodbye, my friend. I love you.
Goodbye.
All right, everybody, stay tuned. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with the Real Monica Adams Show. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. Hey everyone, and welcome into another Foodie Friday. We're kind of doing a continuing series. Maybe you had a chance a couple of weeks ago to see our special feature on Oak and Front. We introduced you to the owners, and they talked about these two guys several times. We all talked about teamwork. So we're going to introduce you to the executive chef and the mixologist. This is where all the magic happens, right? Right, guys?
Yeah,
yes, they say yes.
absolutely.
So Ryan Horner is the executive chef. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, happy to be here. Thanks for having us.
We're thrilled to have you. And then Jason Gerfers, lead mixologist. And you are fairly new to them, right?
Yes, just started 2 months ago.
Are you loving it?
Yeah, so far so good. Yes, love it.
One of the
Absolutely.
things that we said before we started was teamwork. That is what makes the dream work, right? That's what we always say. Couldn't do it without it. And you both made that same comment of how much you love it.
Yeah, it's paramount in what we do for sure. We're so excited to have Jason come on board. I've known him for a couple years, well, more than a couple years, but we've been good buddies for a while. And then I heard the news and my heart just exploded. I was so excited to have him on board. Yeah.
So you knew each other, but you never had a chance to work together like this, right?
Right.
Did your heart explode too?
Yeah. I was
There's
very
a
happy.
bromance going on here.
Yes, I guess you could say that. No, it's,
So Oak and Front, by the way, if you have not been and you didn't see our show, Washington, Missouri, Oak and Front. You can go on the website or you can go onto their social media and see the magic that these two create in the kitchen. So I've known Tanya for a while. I actually used to personal train her.
Oh.
And I knew about the beginning of this, knew about the passion of how it started, which was the wine bar. And if you all haven't been in a while, then you're missing out on a lot. Rolling out a brand new menu.
Oh yeah, we're looking at next week, and we just renovated our kitchen, so we're very excited to have a bunch of new toys to play with.
So the fun thing about rolling out a new menu is that everybody gets to taste.
Yes.
Have you had taste testing parties?
We have in the past. We haven't for this one
Not
yet,
this yet.
but yeah, that's one that always definitely brings all the staff in. You know, they're not going to miss out on that one for sure.
So let's get a little background on both of you, and then we'll tell you all what we're getting ready to make today. So Chef Ryan Horner grew up in Dogtown.
Yeah, that's right.
What made you go to Washington?
My parents. So yeah, around the age 14, 15, moved out there for my dad's work, and yeah, we've been out there in the area ever since.
It is gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah.
If you all haven't been, I mean, we mentioned it on the show, you got to spend some time out there and just appreciate the beauty of Washington, Missouri, and the historic aspect of it.
Oh, yeah.
So from 15 to now, what have you loved most about Washington?
Really, you got a little bit of that town flavor, because you know I grew up a city boy at heart, but we would always go camping as a kid, and then kind of being a lot closer to the Missouri Riverways and just seeing the town grow. Because it's always been beautiful, but just the way the business has kind of come together on the riverfront downtown area in the last like 10 years is really amazing.
Agreed, and we also talked about the fact that all the businesses love to lift each other up, which is so paramount. Instead of trying to say, "Oh, I have an ego and there's competition," right?
Right.
That is one thing Washington does well.
we do. We all support each other, and yeah, we're definitely all there for each other. We share notes sometimes, and it's good. It's all really good.
For you, we just had a recent chef in, which if hopefully you all saw that, Chef Trenton Garvey was in. So tell us how you guys know each other.
Oh, we're good friends. We worked together for the Blue Duck Restaurant Group right from the very beginning. I was there, and he came on the team as a young man, and
just a kid.
He was just a kid. And I mean, so was I, a couple years older. But yeah, just to see his talent grow and to see what he's become over the last couple of years is really exciting.
Amazing, right? I mean, what did you think when you were like, wait, Hell's Kitchen?
Oh, I mean, I felt like it was only a matter of time before one of us in that group, made a serious splash, and he definitely deserved all the accolades he got. He's very talented.
But I hear the same of you, and I can't wait. We're going to try this, by the way. This is one of the fan favorites, I'm told, at Oak and Front. So we're going to tell you what these two gentlemen are making. But besides you, we're going to talk about what you've done. I mean, you guys knew each other, but before coming to Oak and Front, what were you doing?
So I was prior to Oak and Front, I was a bartender at another local establishment, and just this opportunity popped up. I met Tanya for the first time, and Brian, and just loved them. Loved their energy and their spirit. And
they said the same about you, though. She talked to me about a couple of months ago, and she's like, okay, I am so excited about this guy we're bringing in as our bartender. I'm like, is he a mixologist? She goes, yes, a mixologist. Which, by the way, I bartended way, however many years ago. We were bartending back then, truly bartending. It is an art now, what you all do. So what do you, for people who are not really familiar with that term, mixologist, what was your definition of it?
It's just, it goes kind of beyond what's, the taste and everything. It's like you want color, you want, just like the artistry, you want the drink to be beautiful, like Chef Ryan wants a dish to be presentable. It's kind of the same concept. We want, want it to be visually appealing, and,
What's the craziest things you've used in a drink?
Oh gosh, I would have to really go back on that.
Like, I remember a handful of years ago looking at a menu going, does that say egg whites? And I thought that was crazy, and that's like nothing now.
Yeah, egg whites, yeah. I mean, I don't really go too crazy like that, but we are experimenting a lot with infusions, herb infusions and things like that, and really excited about, this is a great place for me to kind of spread my wings.
And that's what you want, right? You want someone to believe in you, to allow you to do what your passion
is. The creative freedom, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, once again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about Oak and Front. So Jason Gerfers, lead mixologist, and Ryan Horner, executive chef. So we're going to talk about the dish and a drink. We're going to talk about the pairing of food as well. So you're going to make one of the favorites. This is the Oak and Front feta dip?
Yeah, it's our whipped feta dip. The minute we came out with this thing, it just started flying. So we have trouble keeping up. So we end up doubling and then tripling the prep amount we would
Really?
make it. Yeah, just to keep up with it.
Well, come on, whipped cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't that sound
you
good?
can't beat it. Yeah.
So what do we, if somebody's making this at home, what would we need?
Oh, it's super easy. It's one of the reasons I chose this one, because it's so easy to do. A pound cream cheese,
Okay.
softened, some fresh feta, oregano, and a little olive oil.
That's it.
That's it.
then
That's
we're
it for
gonna-
the base of the dip, and then we have a little topping we can do as well.
And then we're going to use naan bread.
Yeah, we do have some naan bread, and we're gonna toast that up for a couple minutes, and then we have a little marinated cherry tomato mixture that we're gonna cook down and throw on top.
Delish and easy. So I always ask every chef on a scale of 1 to, let's say 1 to 5, forks, knives, spoons, all things in the kitchen. What would you say this is for a home chef?
Oh, difficulty level 1.5 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. You should, as long as you got something to mix in. I mean, heck, you can even use a spatula if you want, really,
Yeah.
if you really want to
Make
get
it-
into
make it easier, though,
But yeah,
with
make
the
it easier this
processor.
way. Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the things we always ask chefs also is whether they like electric, whether they like gas, or we are going to cook on the induction stove. So we're in the Slyman Brothers kitchen, by the way. Isn't this kitchen beautiful?
It is beautiful. I was playing with the oven earlier. It's amazing.
That's the thing. This is for a chef. This is their playground. They're like, holy cow, I get to use this. So when it comes to appliances, please, by the way, if you are, whether it's commercial or it is in your own home, go to Slyman Brothers. They've been around for 60 years. They've got multiple locations for you. We love the Gen Air appliances that we have here, but they've got everything there for you. So go in, support those, by the way, that support us. So gas, electric, or induction?
I mean, for me, it's a tilt between gas and induction.
Okay.
They both have their place. It seems like the few places I've worked in the last decade, I seem to go back and forth between which has which. And I mean, even that we just got renovated in our kitchen and we got all gas appliances, but we're keeping our induction burners because they're just so useful on the side.
It is. It's just so quick. It's crazy. For those of you that have never tried induction before, I want you to introduce yourself to it. You might surprise yourself because many people have the mindset of gas. Gas is king. And then they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean,
like
you can
this.
dial into exact temperatures and all that stuff, so it's really amazing.
Well, we're going to use that, and we're going to use the oven, by the way. But this is a very simple dish. Now, we're going to say for Jason, what would you say for the bartender at home on a scale of 1 to 5 glasses? Difficulty factor.
For this one, it's simple. I'd say probably 3.
Okay, 3.
Yeah, 5, yeah.
A little harder
not
than
even
that.
really that. Not even really that. I'd say
2?
probably 2. Yeah, I'd say 2.
1.5 and a 2.
It's gonna, yeah.
Okay, so what do we need for this?
So the Queen Bee is kind of a play on the bee's knees. So I've got Empress 1908 gin. It's an indigo gin. It's got 8 botanicals, including Empress tea, which is what it's named after.
Okay.
Grapefruit peel, coriander, juniper, cinnamon bark. It's got a really unique flavor profile, and it's not like you're sucking on a juniper plant. It's not.
That's why I'm using that as gin fan.
Yeah,
That's a
exactly.
pretty color, though.
So this is a very approachable gin. If you want,
Okay.
for you people out there who don't like gin, this is one that you want to try.
Okay.
It's colored with a butterfly pea flower to give it a nice little purple hue. I mix that with just a touch of this elderflower liqueur called Saint Germain.
Love it.
It gives a really nice silky complexion to it. Lemon juice and honey syrup. And we make,
Simple.
That is simple. Anybody can make this honey syrup. It's just equal parts honey and water.
And so normally you are going to serve it in a glass like this?
The coupe glass. It makes it look just beautiful.
What's this glass called?
It's called a coupe.
Coupe.
Yes.
See, he's teaching us a coupe glass, and then I
Yes.
brought these in so that we could all toast together. I'm
Yeah.
like, will these work, Jason? He's like, yeah, these are.
Absolutely. Whiskey drams.
Drams. That's what he said. Yeah, a couple drams. Yeah,
Yes.
sure. I got the lingo. Drams and coupes.
Exactly.
All right, everybody. So again, the feature today on our Foodie Friday is Oak and Front in Washington, Missouri, obviously on Front Street. And it is right there across from the river, the train tracks. It's just one of the most beautiful areas. First of all, Washington. Secondly, that particular restaurant. And again, new menu being rolled out. There's an evolution of what it was when it was the wine bar. Now it's the kitchen side. So Oak and Front Kitchen and Bar. And lots of wine, but a lot of really incredible drinks. So we're going to get to making all of this on a Foodie Friday. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more with Chef Ryan, Jason, and myself when we return.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition Swim Spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. On this Foodie Friday, we're talking about oak in front. You heard about them a couple of weeks ago, the backstory of how it all came about. Now we're doing the food and we're doing the drink. So if you're just tuning in, we are talking with Chef Ryan and Jason, who is the mixologist, Jason Gerfers, and again, Ryan Horner. We're making one of the oak in front favorites that they have a hard time not saying, oh, we're all out. They've doubled and tripled the aspect of it. So this is oak in front's feta dip. Again, whipped feta, marinated tomato, balsamic, olive oil, some naan bread. We're going to use the induction stove and we're going to use the oven. And then we are making our drink that is not the belle of the ball.
Sorry.
No. So what's it called again?
The Queen Bee.
The Queen Bee. All right, so let's start making our food and let's start making our drink, and then we'll talk about the beauty of pairing food. Do you think this will go well together?
Absolutely.
Yes?
I believe
Absolutely.
so too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We're going to find out, right? We're going to taste. Okay, so what do we need to do first for our food side?
All right, for first thing, you want your cream cheese kind of softened. So take it out of the fridge, hour or two ahead of time.
Okay. That's a good point, though, because some people are rushing.
Oh yeah,
And they're like,
yeah.
oh, come on, why won't the food work for me?
When you're rushing and you're not in a restaurant environment and you're actually at home, feel free to cheat and use the microwave. It'll be okay. Nobody will know, I promise.
Chef tips. All right, so we've got cream cheese.
So we'll kind of cut it up so it breaks up a little easier in there. Spread it around a little bit. So we've got about a pound of cream cheese.
This is a good for a person who is hosting.
Oh yeah, this is something you can make that morning or a day ahead of time.
Okay.
And we're gonna do about a cup of feta.
Who doesn't love, I'm sorry, if you don't like feta, something's wrong with you.
Agreed, completely.
You know, that's another thing, we don't have to add salt to this because it's already got kind of that salt content to
Perfect.
it. And you just kind of gently pulse a little bit. You'll see some people leave it on. I'm not a big believer in that.
like
I think it helps a little bit.
Moving
You got to give
around.
it a little help too.
Yeah. So look, we all know our grandmas did all this by hand,
Yeah.
right? They're like, hey, you're cheating.
Oh yeah. We hear that a lot with all our little sous vide tools
Yeah.
and our meat slicers and all that sort of stuff.
What made you want to get into the world of being a chef?
I mean, it was almost by default. So my mother, she was in the service industry.
Okay.
She actually worked in the neighborhood in Dogtown. So I was always popping by there after school to get a burger.
Yeah.
You kind of fall in love with it.
You're around it, yeah.
You even you get away from it a couple times in your career, and something just always drags you back.
It's because it's familiar. It's what you knew.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is gets kind of clumped up. So you just go ahead and add a little extra virgin olive oil to kind of help her along there a little bit. Just a little bit at a time. Kind of dip. Whoop.
It's the recipe on top of the spatula.
Oh yeah.
We said we want to make a blooper reel. We'll put that one in there.
Oh, I can fill up your blooper reel. No problem.
Every day, just
You
follow us.
also worked in Augusta?
Yeah, I did. I worked over there in the wineries for it's right around the time 2020 to about 2023.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of coming together real nice now.
Which wineries were you with?
I was actually with all the Hoffman wineries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I started at Mount Pleasant, and then eventually we just started kind of looking into all the kitchens out there. Until they kind of downsized, and then Oak Front opened up at the perfect time for me, you know? It was almost like it's meant to be,
I was just going to say, these are the points that you all need to listen to when you're like, why did I lose my job? Just because it's making space for something
Absolutely,
even greater.
yeah.
Exactly.
Door never closes without a window opening,
There
for sure.
we go. Amen.
So it's coming together pretty nice. Smoothing out. We'll add a little bit of oregano.
If you've been to Oak Front, you've had this. And if you haven't had it, you're missing out because it is a fan favorite again. Ryan Horner, the executive chef, making this up for us, letting you know how you can make it at home. So we've had cream cheese, we've had feta cheese, oregano, extra virgin olive oil. Very simple. He says this is a 1.5 out of 5.
You can even do a little black pepper. That's a great thing about this too, is you can kind of make it your own.
Okay.
If there's some certain little flavor profiles that you prefer, you can change it up, no problem. Super easy.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yep.
All right, while he's doing that, we're gonna be over here with Jason. Jason, again, Jason Gerfers is the lead mixologist with Oak and Front.
Yes.
And again, I like this because he said if you're not a gin fan, this is a gin that is approachable that you should introduce yourself to, which you have literally met someone who's not usually a big gin fan. But I will say a really good mixologist has made me fall in love with gin, has made me fall in love with bourbon.
Tequila.
All things I wouldn't ever do. Tequila?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tequila is so popular
It's
now.
way more
great.
versatile than people think too.
So what do we need for your drink?
So I like this as a pairing, especially because it's going to counterbalance the saltiness and the cheesy on that with a little bit of honey and the floral essence of it, as well as some citrus.
Okay.
So I'm going to use 1.5 ounces of Empress gin.
I like your little pour there.
Yeah, the scale's nice for precision. It's really nice. And we do a 1/2 ounce of this Saint Germain. Just a little bit goes a long way with this. So.
And what we're using right now, is that for one drink?
Yes. This
Okay.
is. Well, I'll probably have a little extra for the drams here. I
Grams.
gotta let
Don't
Chef-
leave Coop by himself.
We gotta take the edge off Chef too. A little
Who needs a
this is,
therapist, right?
Right. That's it. Yes.
This is lemon juice, and then
It's
we
liquid medicine.
and then we've got the house-made honey syrup. We have so many of these syrups that we make, and really takes takes to the next level.
Well, you know what? And when Tanya and Brian were on set with us a couple weeks ago, they talked about the extra level of from scratch. And you can taste that in the food and you can taste it in the drinks instead of trying to cut corners.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do is, this is some bartenders like to shake cocktails. Gin cocktails typically don't get shaken. You don't want to have ice chunks or anything like that in here. You just want to stir it to get a nice little silky
So
complexion.
unlike James Bond, it is stirred, not shaken.
Exactly. Now a vodka martini, yes, we'll do that. But with a cocktail like this, with all these elements, and just give it a nice little stir until it's just right. And then, oh gosh, this is going to be kind of watery, but my ice melted a little bit.
Oh, it's pretty.
And it's going to be really nice.
And then we garnish it with a lemon.
Then we garnish it with this. Give us just cut a strip of lemon here and just kind of fold it in half there. Get some of the oils in there and twist it and.
Just like that.
Yeah.
That
exactly.
simple.
Yes, that's simple.
That's like less than 60 seconds.
Yes. And then this, if you really want to impress like a dinner party, something like this will really just make your drinks look beautiful.
And what is the brand again?
It's called Empress 1908.
Empress 1908. It's beautiful purple.
Yeah, the indigo gins are really fun to work with.
And if you all haven't introduced yourself to Saint Germain before, I'm so glad because there is a mixologist that introduced me and I'm like, I don't know what's elderflower. And then ever since, if I see it on the menu, I will get a drink with this.
And the thing about this is you can ramp up your lemon drop martinis. A margarita is fantastic with
Saint Germain.
Yes, it just gives it a little bit of a different element there that's going to set it apart.
This is what I love about Foodie Friday, and when we do our Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, is learning from the pros of different things we haven't thought of. All right, we're going to let that sit there for a second.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come back to you.
All right.
What's next?
So I decided we're going to add more feta to our dip, because why not, right?
Why not more cheese?
Everybody loves more cheese.
So how
you
many
can see
times-
it's coming together really nice now.
You both would say this because a good chef and a good bartender or mixologist, they're always tasting. Tasting. Do I need a little bit more of this? Do I need a little bit more of that? If you don't see them doing that, then something's wrong.
Exactly. I have a little cocktail stirs. I'm always tasting. Just like a chef's going to always taste those sauces, make sure he doesn't need something, just a little something.
Because you don't want to deliver it to somebody without the pride behind, this is how it should be,
Exactly.
right? This is how I want
Jason's often coming up to me, hey, little taste, and I'll come up to him with a spoon, can I feed you? So,
It goes back to teamwork.
Like a
it's
little
teamwork
baby
and balance,
bird.
you know.
It is. It's
Here,
research.
I'm going to make you guys do that before we get done.
Research and development. That's how we do it.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to move on to our topping,
Okay.
which is also a great time to throw our naan bread in the oven.
Perfect.
I set about 400 degrees. It really only takes 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
And then I always bring a second one in case I burn the first one.
It's
Really good.
smart. Look at them. He's given us all these tips of things. And so give yourself some grace. If it's happened before where you burn something, so what? We've all done
Absolutely,
it.
yeah, we all
Yes.
mess up.
Yes.
That's another big part of us learning. We
Absolutely.
can't get anywhere without failing. So.
No, and for the people that are out there going, no, oh, come on. No one's perfect.
Nope, not at all.
Give yourself some grace.
All right, so this is going to be our topping. We're
Okay.
going to start with a little canola oil. You can use any kind of high temp oil you want.
Okay. And again, an induction stove, we're cooking in the Slammin' Brothers kitchen. We mentioned before just how fast induction will heat up for you. In the past, it's always been water that blows my mind.
Oh, yeah.
quickly. Do you want that fan on, or is it okay?
Oh, it's totally
Nope.
fine
okay.
off, yeah.
I have it up to a 6, but you and Chef Trenton both told me this, that you get it down to a science when it comes to induction, where you're like, oh, well, this dish is a 6, this dish is a 3, and I was like, oh, I need to be taught that, because I haven't gotten that yet.
Yeah, we'll definitely write in our recipe cards, you know, the exact setting on there. It's like if you're making a cheese sauce or something, you don't want it to scorch, you're like, oh, I know it's going to scorch at 190, so we're going to set it to 175 or something like that, you know.
Good.
One of the first things I teach people when cooking is if you're cooking something in a skillet, make sure your oil's hot.
Okay.
Before you put your food in, that helps keep it from sticking. You can always test it. Not quite hot enough yet, but we're getting there.
Oh, but look, I mean, there's little bubbles that are already forming that quickly.
Which one's the oven?
So this,
That one's good.
and then you want it higher or lower?
Let's go a little higher.
Higher? Okay.
There we go. You can kind of see that sheen. There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're going.
now we
there
hear
we
it.
go. Now we hear it. So we got some marinated tomatoes.
Yes.
We've just got these beautiful cherry tomatoes,
Talking
and we
to
just
us.
put them in a little red wine vinaigrette,
What's
a
it
little
saying,
water.
Chef?
That's the language of
saying
love.
now's the time.
I'm ready.
So we're gonna go ahead and put some of our marinated tomatoes in there. It will sizzle a little bit. That's normal.
Yeah, you want to hear that. That means something good's being done.
Exactly.
And then oven,
addition
we
to that-
have some onions.
We're gonna go some red onions, which we already have some in our marinade, but nice to have little fresh ones in there too.
Okay.
And then another thing I tell people, don't put your garlic in too early,
Because.
because it's going to burn. And
Okay.
you want to taste that aromatic deliciousness.
Yes.
Now, I did make a mistake today. Forgot my balsamic vinaigrette.
But I'm glad you're talking about this, because we went and looked all over the place, and he's like, okay, there's going to be an alternative. We will just enter in wine.
Just like we were just talking about mistakes. I made one, but we're fixing it.
It's not, but to all of us, it's not a mistake. And Zach likes to say this. Zach, what did you say about wine?
Monica's always looking for an excuse to open a bottle of wine.
See, it was meant to be.
Absolutely.
We're putting a cab in here. Now, we don't know. I don't know when this was open. I'm just letting you know. I don't know when it was open.
That's all right. We're going to cook the alcohol off anyway, so we'll be all right to drive home.
Folks, if you're just tuning in, the feature today on our Foodie Friday is Oakenfront, Washington, Missouri. Again, go to oakenfront.com, follow them on social media. More importantly, get your friends and family there. We're making a customer favorite, Oakenfront feta dip, again with Chef Ryan Horner, and he's the executive chef, and then Jason Gerfers is the lead mixologist, and we are teaming up his queen bee. We're going to see how these two pair together. Okay, now we're going to put garlic in.
Now we add the garlic after simmers down a minute. We like garlic, so
We like garlic.
kind of let it go just a few seconds. My recipes, I'm like, 10-ish seconds.
Okay.
Kind of
Smell
get
it.
that good garlic feel.
We have all the senses going.
A little fresh basil in there as well.
That's basil?
That is fresh
I
basil.
love me some basil.
And then our balsamic or our red wine.
But this is the thing that when people are cooking at home, when they don't have something and they don't want to run back up to the store, you start in your mind thinking, well, what can I use as an alternative?
Exactly. There's always
And then he
something.
goes over and says, hey, what do you have over there behind the bar?
Yeah, and we
Exactly.
figured it out.
That's teamwork.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll cook that down a little bit. You'd want to do the same thing if you're using the balsamic vinegar. This just kind of allows the alcohol to cook off of this and kind of brings that sweet flavor up into it.
Okay.
Oh, and then that sounds like
Look
our
at
naan
that.
bread.
We all love when we hear a little beep.
Oh yeah, that's
and he
beautiful.
didn't burn it.
Beautiful.
Not this
Oh,
time.
now that's not this time. That looks perfect. Here, you want a plate? Or you...
Oh, we'll
Hey,
get there. in a second.
okay.
So we're almost done here. You want it to kind of come together. Still have a little bit of flow to it.
Okay.
And then, I think we can
It
switch
smells
sides.
Mediterranean in here, by the way.
Amazing.
All right.
Delish.
So then we will take our
This is
whipped
This
feta.
is my breakfast of champions. Oh, that's whipped all right.
We'll do about 1.5 cups or so.
What are your favorites on the menu?
Feta dip
This?
is definitely up there. We do a couple flatbreads that I'm a big fan of.
I love your flatbreads. That is what I have come. Has this been on the menu from the beginning?
This one's relatively new.
Okay. Again, Oakenfront just rolling out some new menu items. What are you most excited about the new menu?
Oh, it's really just, we got a brand new flat top, char grill, and saute station. So I was working the saute station Saturday night and I had a lot of fun. So I'm just kind of looking forward to using all our new toys.
He's like a kid with toys.
Yeah, I'm like, boys
Are they giving
with
you
their
some new
toys,
toys?
right?
Oh, I got great toys to work with.
I've got my alcohol.
Sometimes he shares, so it's nice.
Exactly. Research and development.
Yes.
That's everything.
So then we will pour that right on top of there. And Jason, could you pass me that cutting board, please?
Absolutely. Sorry.
And then we like to take these guys. Easy way to make good triangles, by the way, is to flip that
Flip
over.
and flip. Okay. How long have you been cooking, by the way?
Oh man, I had my first kitchen job when I was 15 at a pizza place doing dishes.
Yep.
And then actually my second job was at a bar right across the street from Oakenfront right now.
Really?
Yeah, believe it or not, yeah.
That's funny.
So it's funny, I've moved, 20 yards in the last 20 years.
You're not getting a lot of exercise.
All right, and then I usually like to
Little pepper.
add a little pepper, and I do a little fresh basil on top as well.
Okay, look,
Very nice.
everybody, when you come over to someone's house and you see that, that's gone in about 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Everybody's, and don't you all agree? Everyone just likes to be in the kitchen. You can have a huge house. You can have spaces everywhere. Everyone huddles in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Right? This is where all the love is. This is what we make together. Okay, so we just said we're going to see how it pairs together. From the food to the queen bee. Do they pair well? We'll find out. Do the guys know what they're doing? I'm going to make them feed each other, by the way. You know that's happening.
Oh,
Don't go anywhere. Our feature on Oakenfront continues. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with the Real Monica Adams Show. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. Welcome back. We're in the wrap-up of our Foodie Friday. We've actually blended Foodie Friday and a little Wet Your Whistle together with the guys from Oak and Front. Again, if you have not been, check out oakenfront.com. Follow them on social media. More importantly, get there for some incredible food, drinks, and if you haven't been in a while, it's not just a wine bar anymore. It's now a true kitchen and bar. Mixology, incredible chef in the kitchen, rolling out a brand new menu as we go from spring to summer. We've made one of the Oak and Front customer favorites. Now we're going to try. So the whipped feta dip with a little naan bread. We got the queen's bee, and look, the guys get the drams.
That's right.
I get the coupe. Okay, so I'm told, as far as wine, that you're supposed to sip, then eat, then sip. Would it be the same with the drink?
Absolutely.
Okay, so toast first. Good job, guys. I just sat here and talked. Oh, that's very refreshing. It's grapefruity.
Yes, exactly. There's a grapefruit peel in this gin.
So that does not
And
taste like
elements.
gin to me.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I'm like, whoa, there's a bite on gin, right?
exactly.
Gin's come a long way over the years.
It really has. It really has.
And there's so many liqueurs and liquors now that I'm like, what is it called? I've never even heard of these things. So for those of you that bartended like me 30, 40 years ago, 30 years ago probably, it is now, I don't even know. You look at a menu, but it's kind of like people who drink wine. They're like, I don't even know what that is. What is that? And they feel a little bit like they don't belong in the room.
Intimidated, yeah.
Yes, intimidated, right. So what would you tell them?
Don't be intimidated. Experiment
Yes.
as much as you can. I'm still tasting new liqueurs I've never had before, working with things I've never seen before. I think that's part of it. You're missing out. It's a big world out there.
It is. And try things, right?
Yeah,
You might be a
exactly.
wine fan like I am. My husband's a bourbon and a scotch and whiskey fan. And normally I would say no, but now I'll look, and we were on vacation, I don't know, a few months ago, and he's like, look at you ordering a bourbon drink. And I'm like, a good mixologist will take you in different directions.
And that's kind of what I was trying to do. I was trying to make, with bourbon, I love bourbon too. And we have a great selection of bourbon at Oak and Front. And I want to make cocktails with it. I want to show people it's not just old fashions and Manhattans anymore.
Correct.
There's so many different ways you can go with it. And that's So come on in and try the Belle of the Ball.
Belle of the
Yeah,
Ball.
Belle of the Ball is another one of my favorites.
Yeah, and that was the one that I was reading. I'm like, so what's in that one?
So it's got Woodhead is a distillery right out of New Florence by Herman.
Okay.
We use it's a Luxardo cherry liqueur, maraschino cherry liqueur, and a Belle du Brulet. It's a pear liqueur.
Oui.
With it's a pear liqueur with cognac.
Okay.
So it's an ounce and a half of the whiskey, an ounce of the Belle de Brulet, and then we got the cherry liqueur, just a half ounce of that. And then I also add a little surprise is I have a house-made vanilla bean syrup, just like 3/10 of an ounce of that brings it all together in a really luscious.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
It's hard because
Elegant,
you
yeah.
come in for your favorites and you're like, oh, when you're thinking of going to a restaurant, your mind goes to, I can't wait to get this because I got it. Then you see something and you see a special and you're like, I'm going in a completely different direction.
Yeah.
I'm going to try this. Or you go with a bunch of friends and you all share things together.
Exactly.
So he's going to take us and teach us many different things. This is the
right.
Queen's Bee, and otherwise you can do the Belle of the Ball. All right, we ready to taste, and then we'll go back to this to see how they go together.
That sounds great.
Do you want to be feds?
I'll take care. Jason won't let me feed him.
I would embarrass him. I would get it all over his face.
Oh my God. He's got an idea, by the way, of something he wants to do for social media, but he won't do it.
I would do it. I'm open.
Oh, he said he would do it.
All right.
It's going to go viral. They're
Well,
going
are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, this is going to go
Well,
viral.
I
right
guess you
here.
better feed me my drink, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to feed you. You're going to feed.
Oh, you're gonna feed me?
Yes, and then he's going to give you the drink. Watch this. Aww. It's like wedding.
That's right.
Like baby birds.
Beautiful.
I was worried he was going to.
Yeah, throw it in your, yeah, like,
Oh,
just like
no.
the cake.
I know better.
Exactly.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
Good. Did
Thank you
chef
for
do a
having
good
us.
job?
You want a fresh one, brother?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I'll take that one. Don't forget about our man here.
Yes.
Look out for the drip. I'd say
Very,
the wine
very
worked
good.
pretty good, huh?
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to go back to that. Because this is hard, by the way, when you're pairing, because this is pretty powerful.
It is. So
And then
this
you
is
don't want
gonna-
them to go, they're fighting against each other.
Right. This is going to bring like a little bit of you're going to get a little sweet and a little bit of citrus in there.
Yes.
I like it. Just like
I gotta say, they do.
They do.
They do pair very
This-
well.
Yes. This is where you could go wrong. This is why you learn from a chef and a mixologist or a sommelier. They'll be like, no, you don't want to do that with that. Nobody will truly enjoy what the chef has done if you overpower it with what they're drinking.
Exactly. And you got to be conscious of the acidity in each thing, and everything you're taking in too.
The queen.
Queen and her bee. That's right.
All right, everyone, get out to Oakenfront. In fact, if you join their wine club, they're going to have a big event on May 5th, and that's when we do our show. We're going to actually go there and do an incredible shoot, and then you'll see that in the coming weeks after that. But if you want to be there as a part of that night, go to oakenfront.com, look at their levels of different memberships, and be a part of the club. It's an incredible place. Guys, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You got to get
Thank
in and
you.
see them both, and more importantly, try the brand new menu that's just rolling out, and see the evolution of what Oakenfront Wine Bar has become in Oakenfront Kitchen and Bar, and see all the beauty that it is. Some gorgeous days ahead for you to sit on that patio and overlook that river. All right, Oakenfront, if there is a restaurant, a chef, a recipe you would like for us to feature, shoot me an email at info@therealmonicaadams.com, and let's get it featured on a future show. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. We'll wrap up the Real Monica Adams Show next. All right, folks, we told you it was a big show on tap today. I know a lot of you have to rush off to work. We have one more segment. We had a chance to sit down with Jenna K Music. She is opening up for Molly Lovett tomorrow at Del Mar Hall. So Molly Lovett, also Jenna K, and Miranda Berry, by the way. We're going to go back a couple of years when we did a Mobile Monica at Sunset Overlook, and Miranda was playing at that big show that we had. We had an opportunity to talk a little bit with Jenna before the show, and then we have a full interview that I can't wait for you to see. Folks, this woman is one for you to put on your radar. Her talent is beyond. Hey y'all, welcome into the Real Monica Adams Show. Now, when I first came across this girl, I was like, right, is she country? Is it country with an edge? She's got edginess to her. You like Avril Lavigne? You like Pat Benatar? You like Paramore? You're gonna love this artist. And I love the fact that she's from our area. Jenna Kay, so thrilled to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Monica.
Of
I'm
course.
so honored to be here. It's awesome.
Hometown girl, so you
Yes.
grew up in Fenton.
I did. I
Like
grew up in
stone
Fenton.
show from where we are right now. We're at Adventure
Pretty
Unknown,
much.
by the way.
Yeah, right down from Gravois Bluffs, not too far from it. And I grew up there, and I graduated high school back in 23, and I moved to Brentwood, Tennessee, and have been there like ever since until today.
We're going to talk about all of this, and excited because you are opening up for Molly Lovett.
Yes, I am.
Who was just on our show about a month ago.
Yeah.
So you and I were talking, and you're like, everybody's tagging me in this post. I'm hoping that she picks me. So when
Yes.
she called you, take me to that day. How excited were you?
I was like through the roof, and I remember like I was just so anxious because I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people that are being commented on this post, and I remember commenting just myself, and like I just didn't think that it would be real, and here I am today. And I remember sitting down with her. We were supposed to have a show a long time ago, a separate thing, and it got canceled. And I remember I sat down and just had lunch with her and just was like, hey, like, who are you? What's up? And apparently I met her a long time ago in Nashville, and like I saw her performing. It was crazy.
Love it.
And it's just like so weird how like everything connects the dots at
It's the
some
Kevin
point.
Bacon theory.
Yes. So now to be opening up for her is like full circle after watching her perform like a long time ago. It was about maybe 2 years ago.
Really?
And then last year is when our gig got canceled and then rescheduled to this year. Totally separate thing. And then she just asked me to perform for her for opening gig. And so I'm really honored, and I'm blessed to be in the position.
Timing is everything. Well, she wanted to pay it forward because she opened up for Alexandra Kay. So
Yeah.
any relation?
With Alexandra
Alexandra?
Kay?
Yeah.
I know who Alexandra Kay is. Yeah, I saw that she did like the coffee
They're
things.
cousins. Yeah, she's a coffee girl.
Oh,
I'm
me?
just kidding.
Oh, I'm not. I didn't even connect the dots there for myself. No, we're not related, but that'd be kind of cool. We're kind of cool.
Yeah, right. Everyone's like, Alexandra Kay, Jenna Kay. Are they? No, they're not. But hey, Alexandra, coffee girl, keep these girls in mind as you continue to do more and more and more. So you leave our area, and right after high school, you go to Tennessee, Brentwood, Tennessee. Not a country girl, though, at all. But, and that's what I love, I've seen some of your videos, and you're like, hey, yeah, we're in Nashville, but not a country girl. But that's what we mentioned when we were with Molly Lovett about a month and a half ago. So much has changed in Nashville.
Yeah.
I mean, the bars and the restaurants and all the things that are opening now are a lot of rock artists.
Yes.
And I like that. I
Yeah,
like
one of
the
my
blend.
favorite is like JBJ's, John Bon Jovi's bar.
Yep.
It's my favorite
We
place.
talked about that and actually how Molly's mother met him and was freaking out about it.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
So, John Bon Jovi, what else do you love about the Nashville scene?
I really love how friendly it is. I feel like coming from St. Louis, like at least when I first lived here, there was a lot of competition, at least when I was in high school and grade school, especially. It's like very sports related. And I never really gravitated towards sports, and I always wanted to, and it just never worked out for me. And now moving to Nashville, I found a lot of like-minded people that live there, and everyone's so nice and kind, and I really want to pay that kindness forward, coming here and just touring and being in the positions that I am and giving the opportunities that I've been given.
Well, and you've been doing great, and you're getting a lot of momentum. I mean, her songs are moving up and up and up and up on the charts, which I absolutely love. You get an opportunity, by the way. This Saturday, she is opening up for Molly Lovett at Del Mar Hall. Tickets still available for this?
Yes, they are, but they're running low.
Yes.
So grab them now.
So, okay, and Miranda Berry, by the way, who also was a part of one of our big shows at Sunset Overlook. So, 3 very talented artists that you'll get a chance to see. Just a little a cappella. Can you give us a little tease of what they're going to experience this weekend?
Woe is me, center of attention, drama queen, bratty with a side of low self-esteem, Mr. Misunderstood, a walking fatal flaw, trying too hard, a renaissance textbook footnote, afterthought, and you don't even know it. You're a bad lover and a worse poet.
Ooh, I love the voice. It's got pureness to it, grittiness to it.
you.
Yeah, very, very, very good. You're, gosh, there's so many people. I tell you what, here's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get to the concert at Del Mar Hall, and then you're going to have to tune into the show because we are going to have an expanded version of this interview on the Real Monica Adams Show. Sound good?
Yes, it sounds great.
Don't get out of this chair. We're going to be singing more, but in order for you to see that, you got to make sure you follow and subscribe to the Real Monica Adams Show, and you will see more of this coming up. Again, Del Mar Hall this Saturday. Molly Lovett, as well as Jenna Kay and Miranda Berry. It's going to be a huge, huge show. Enjoy that. Stay tuned. We have more of the Real Monica Adams Show next. All right, I told you we had a big show. To Dot Fleshman, as well as to all of the team at Oak and Front, and of course to Jenna Kay. Thank you for making this a wonderful Friday as we head into the weekend. And more importantly, thank you to each and every one of you that watch every morning, whether it's in bits and pieces and you come back on the weekend, and I hope you see the rest of it because, again, this team puts a lot of effort into putting these incredible shows together for you. And Zach Kimball, thank you for all of your work, shooting so many different pieces this month and editing all them up. So thanks, Zach, for all of that. And to all of them, please support those that support us. Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa, doing incredible work. I just saw some more adoptions take place. JG Optimal Wellness, Jenny Gabriel will be on with us on Monday. Spas and more. And I know a lot of you are looking for that relaxation. You're getting ready to open the pool. Pair it up with a hot tub or a sauna or a cold plunge. Defiance Ridge Vineyards, we were just there this past Wednesday for Wet Your Whistle. Dot Fleshman Realty on this morning. Bridget Childress, Legal Nurse Consulting. Be sure to support her. She'll be coming up in just a couple of weeks. Garden View Care Centers, and again, 3 locations, O'Fallon, Chesterfield, as well as Doherty Ferry. Exist Stretch, our title sponsor. Exist Fitness in Arnold and Concord. And Life Exist, they have locations also, 3 of them in our area. Check them out, lifeexist.com. It's lifexist.com. Be sure to follow that webpage. You'll be seeing that this weekend. And then Fenton Family Dentistry, who we just launched this morning, our brand new sponsor. So welcome them aboard. And this list just keeps growing. If you would like to become a sponsor, shoot me a message. Let's sit down. Let's talk about how we can get all of our viewers in front of your audience as well. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I mentioned we would wrap up with a devotional. And Kyle, there was a video where I was in one of those big hats. I hope you saw it because we placed that in for you this morning. You're just going to have to wait until after this weekend to see what I wear for the Kentucky Derby. All right, we'll flip them over, and I'm feeling this one today. I lay it down so he can lift me up. Every burden I release makes room for his peace. That's what we do in this moment. Divine Inspirations from Marietta Divine. I mentioned Jenny Gabriel. She'll be on the show on Monday, but so will Steve Newman from Transport 360. What's that all about? Well, you have to tune in Monday to find out. He'll be in our second half hour of the show. We've got so many big things to come, and then, of course, our big show, Mobile Monica, live. Oh, actually, I think we're going to tape it. Mobile Monica from Oak and Front in Washington, Missouri. That is coming up on Tuesday at 5 o'clock in the evening. We're looking forward to that. And let me see what else we have. Of course, Trisha Rhodes comes back on Wednesday from Exist Stretch. And I do want to ask you if there's anything you would like for me and Trisha to discuss in those shows, please let me know. We also are going to feature a really cool place that's in Afton and in Fenton called Fired Up Nutrition. What's that all about? Rebecca Bondurant is going to be my guest on Tuesday. So again, shining the spotlight on some really cool human beings, and I love we get a chance to tell their story. All right, folks, have a beautiful weekend. It's going to be a nice one. Thank you, Beckett, for serving it up for us. Until we meet each other on Monday, remember self-love goes a long way, and so does kindness. So be kind. God bless, and happy Derby.
The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Exist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.